Just kidding, not really. I'm not going to bore you with some more ASMR. But I am going to give you a new lesson today because we are learning about statistics, and specifically statistical questions. This is section 8.2.1 in your book, and that's the name of the title of the topic is statistical questions. So if you're still taking notes, write that down in your table of contents. So basically, all of the collecting and organizing and analyzing of data that we've been doing over the last several lessons is all kind of grouped into one main category called statistics. And statistics are obviously a very important part of math. They allow us to kind of make conjectures, which is kind of a fancy word for like an educated guess about a set of data. And it kind of allows us to be able to report trends in data rather than just guess, right? So let me give you an example of a statistical question, okay? Well, first of all, let's define a statistical question. So statistical questions are questions that have answers with variability, okay? Meaning there's more than just one answer to a statistical question. So for example, if I ask you, how tall are you? Well, there's probably only one answer to that, right? But if I asked you, how tall were you at the beginning of each grade from kindergarten through sixth grade? Well, that question's probably going to have 6 or 7 different answers, right? You probably grew every year, and so you're going to have a different answer each year. That is a statistical question. It has more than one answer, okay? So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's just a question that has multiple answers, okay? And so what I want to do for the rest of this video is just kind of allow you a chance to practice a little bit. I'm going to ask a question, and I want you to decide, is this statistical question or not? Just that simple, right? So if you need to, you can pause the video, think about it, and then hit resume. Sully, you want to say hi? Say hi, Sully. Oh boy. Oh boy. Now he wants to be a part of the video. Look, Sully, look. Look, right here. Look. He's gonna bug me now. All right, go lay down, bud. Go lay down. All right, so the first question is, how old are you? Go ahead, pause the video, think about it. Or if you're a quick thinker, you can do it on the fly. I'll give you a second to think of your answer before I give you the answer. So the question, how old are you? Well, at this very moment, there's only one answer to that question, right? So that means this is not a statistical question. Question 2, how many books did each student in your school read last year? That is a statistical question because there's going to be several different answers, right? So each student probably read a different amount of books. So that's a statistical question. What is your favorite color? Not statistical. There's only one answer to your very favorite color, right? My favorite color, blue. And it doesn't really change, right? There's only one answer. How about maybe something like, how many days are in a week? Well, that doesn't change, right? There's always going to be 7 days in a week. So that is not a statistical question. There's only one answer for it. How about something like this? Let me give you an example of how statistical questions could be used in real life. Suppose we were going to have a pizza party at school, and we wanted to order enough pizzas where we had enough to feed everybody and they got, all that they wanted, but we wanted to order just the right amount. We didn't want to have a bunch left over, and we didn't want to run out too early, right? We want everybody to be able to have as much pizza as they want. So one way we could potentially figure that out would be to ask a statistical question. and do a survey of sorts, and then kind of get that feedback, and then make an estimate based off of that of how many pizzas we should order. So you may ask the question, how many pieces of pizza do you eat? Well, that question by itself, it was directed just to you, is not a statistical question because there's probably only one answer. Although you potentially could tweak it a little bit and say, depending on, you know, when I last ate and how hungry I am, I could eat different amounts of pizza, right? So you could make an argument that that is a statistical question. But if we're sending this out as a survey to multiple students and we're finding out how many pieces do multiple students eat, then it becomes a statistical question because there's going to be different answers for everybody. You know, so you'll probably have some students that say, I won't eat any because I hate pizza. And then you'll have some students like me, well, I'm not a student, but you'll have people like me that are like, yeah, you better order a full pizza for me because I'm going to eat a whole thing. And then you probably got those students that actually have a little self-control and they're like more reasonable. Hey, I'll eat one or two, right? So the answers will vary. Lots of different answers. That's a statistical question, okay? Couple more. Let's see. What is the batting average of a Major League Baseball player? So specifically, what if I said, what is the batting average for trying to think of a player. How about Joey Gallo? Since I'm wearing this hat today, we'll say Joey Gallo. By the way, when you answer your homework today, if you can tell me what team this is, I'll give you 1 extra credit point. How about that? See if anybody knows. Joey Gallo plays for them, by the way. So anyway, well, that's if they were playing baseball right now, which they're not. But if I said, what is the batting average of Joey Gallo? Not a statistical question because there's only one answer. What if I said, what is the batting average for the best player on every Major League Baseball team? Suddenly that becomes a statistical question because I'm finding out batting average for several different players. Hopefully this is kind of starting to make sense to you. What is the capital of Maine, the state of Maine? Well, there's only one answer to that. And I believe the answer is Augusta. Could be wrong, but I think that's it. But there's only one answer either way, right? And that's the capital of Maine. If I change that question and said, hey, what is the capital of all 50 states in the nation? Well, suddenly you got a bunch of different answers, right? That is a statistical question. So guys, hopefully that makes sense to you. I'm going to load this into Canvas so you can take a look at it. Well, I'm going to give it some thought. I think what I'm going to do is probably have you write some statistical questions of your own and just submit those via text entry for your homework. So anyway, we'll get that put in here shortly, and you guys can get busy working on it. If we're following the new video conferencing rules, remember, if you need help on anything, just have your parents shoot me a text and we will arrange a meeting so we can get you some help that's a little more effective than with a bunch of other kids on the line as well. So anyway, good luck. Talk to you soon. Bye.